HaChaim, which is headed by Rabbi Reuven Elbaz in Yerushalayim, in the Bukharan quarter. In that special edition, we are trying to explore the different yeshivot that are in Israel, historic ones in of itself. So I thought it's an opportune time at the moment to speak about this because it's a very famous place, this yeshiva, especially during the time period of Elul, because many thousands of people will come and pray slichot over there respectively over the coming 40 days, literally from Rosh Chodesh, from the start of Elul all the way till just before Yom Kippur respectively. I personally myself also prayed slichot there on various occasions before when I was studying in a yeshiva in Israel. So I thought we'll speak a bit about it. Now, Yeshivat Or HaChaim is more geared towards, let's say, Ba'alei Teshuvah students, people that are trying to return towards Judaism or to religious Judaism, those different strands. Now, it's actually based in this yeshiva in the Bukharian neighborhood in Jerusalem, a place we've spoken about on various occasions before, and it's headed by Rabbi Reuven Elbaz. Now, Rabbi Reuven Elbaz is a very, very great rabbi. We're going to speak about him more towards as the class progresses in of itself. Now, the name of the yeshiva is actually named after a famous Moroccan rabbi, Rabbi Chaim ben Atta, also popularly known as Or HaChaim HaKadosh. Not many great rabbis have the name HaKadosh associated with the name, but Or HaChaim certainly is one of them. Now, I believe the yeshiva was founded back in the year 1969. So that means it's been operating for as many as 56 years, which is spanning over 2 generations, which is an interesting thing we could say. Obviously, opened 1969 through Rabbi Reuven Elbaz, and I think obviously in the Bahari neighborhood, I think at that, when it only started, there was only approximately about 14 students. And now the yeshiva itself, just the yeshiva itself, has about 300 Talmidim, students respectively, which is absolutely staggering. And many of them, the vast majority of the students will come from the Idut Mizrach, let's say, strand from North Africa or Spanish countries respectively, and obviously being situated, I think, in Rehov Ezra, in the Ezra Street, in Geula. Geula is an ultra-Orthodox area quite near Meir Shirim actually, and in the heart of Jerusalem, place we've spoken about and visited on this channel on various occasions before. Now, it's actually interesting. I think this yeshiva itself has many tens of mostots in Israel, all, let's say, connected to it. I think there's various different kollels connected to it, various kindergartens, Talmudei Torah, yeshiva academies, schools, Torah schools, and kollels, respectively, various on the entire, let's say, strand or the realms of it, respectively, over there. And I think there'll be even, if I'm not mistaken, Yeshivat Tichonit for ultra-Orthodox Jewish people also. I think there's one called Agdalecha, if I'm not mistaken, which is very much connected to Rabbi Chaim Elbaz also. So we're going to speak about Elbaz family afterwards. Now, it's reported over that Chacham Ovadia Yosef, Rav Ovadia Yosef, would give Shurei Torah for many years over there. I think for about 20 years. Obviously, Rav Ovadia Yosef was chief rabbi of Israel. He passed away, I believe, back in the year 2013, in October 2013. And I think the mashkiach of the yeshiva in of itself is great rabbi, famous Rabbi Yanon Mori. Also, that's something else we can point about, and very much connected to Rabbi Shlomo Ben Ezri, another great rabbi over there, respectively over there. So many students that were actually totally secular also would come back. As I stated before on the onset, especially in the Hebrew months of Elul, all the way till Yom Kippur, the Slichot prayers, especially in midnight, would attract many thousands of people altogether. It gets absolutely packed. People are praying, not just yeshiva students over there, many people from the area, and people come from all over Israel to pray over there. And various different, let's say, special classes are given there, Torah classes respectively. And I think most notably there were famous rabbis that were politicians that actually used to be Talmidim there, including Rabbi Shlomo Ben Ezri, also Rabbi Ofer Chogi. I think they happen to have been part of various different Knessets inside the coalition, if I'm not mistaken, of the Israeli government at various different points in time. For example, Rabbi Shlomo Ben Ezri, I think he himself was born on February 7th, 1961. He was a Talmid there in Rav Reuven Elbaz's Yeshivat Or HaChaim. What's interesting, he was a member of various Knessets. I think on the 13th and also 17th, if I'm not mistaken. He was Deputy Minister of Health, a Minister of Health at one stage, Minister of Labour and Social Affairs, so various prominent positions he got. He very much was nurtured in Yeshivat Or HaChaim. Another famous person is someone named Rabbi Ofer Hogi, I think, member of the Knesset. I think he was born in the year 1962. I think he actually was in the year 1999. He would become in Knesset over there for 3 years and 8 months, and then have another stint, I think, in 2006. Actually, what's interesting is Rabbi Ofer Hogi, I think he actually comes from, his family actually comes from Baghdad, from Iraq originally, and he would receive a rabbinic ordination in the famous Yeshivat Or HaChaim, which we've spoken about on various occasions before. And I think he had an important role in the IDF, Israeli Defense Forces. He was a sergeant major over there, and obviously would be part of two Knesset, seemingly in of itself. Now, who's the rabbi that this Yeshivat Or HaChaim, is named after? Obviously, famous Rabbi Chaim ibn Attar, one of the great rabbis in Jewish history. He was a Moroccan rabbi. He was born in the year 1696, and he passed away in the year 1743. He was about 47 years of age at the time passed away. What's interesting, Rabbi Chaim ibn Attar, I believe, was born in an area called Salah in Morocco, obviously in 1696. And was a great rabbi, one of the great biblical commentators of his time. In many of the Chumashim we've got, it would have a perush with regards to his commentary. He was a great Kabbalist at this point in time. He was a Talmudic commentator. He was a great rabbinic halacha decision maker. And we mentioned about him, how he traveled, I think, in a separate video, how he actually traveled, I think, from Morocco to Italy, and eventually opened up famous yeshiva in Israel, respectively, over there. And we actually visited on this channel the famous Or HaChaim Beit Midrash, the synagogue, only last week when we were quite near the Kotel, which was very interesting enough. Now, where is this situated in? The Yeshivat Or HaChaim. It's situated in the Bukharin quarter in Jerusalem, Shchonat Bokharim. Okay, so what is it? It's also known as a Bokharim quarter. It's got different names. It's a neighborhood in the center of Jerusalem. I think the neighborhood itself was established by Bukharian Jews of the old Yishuv, and they anchored communities, especially from modern day Afghanistan and Iran. The neighborhood itself belonged, I think, in the early part of the Jewish neighborhoods built outside the old city of Jerusalem. It was part of a process which began, I think, in the 1850s, and now obviously today the vast majority of the Jewish people there are ultra-Orthodox Jews here in this area. Now it's interesting, the Bukharian quarter actually borders Tel Arza on the west, the Shmuel Navi neighborhood, another ultra-Orthodox neighborhood, on the north, Arzei Habira on the east, another ultra-Orthodox neighborhood, and the Geula neighborhood on the south. So it's really situated, it's a prime location, let's just say, in of itself circally. Actually, the current chief rabbi of the Bukharian quarter happens to be Rabbi Shlomo Kassin. Let's speak a bit about Rabbi Shlomo Kassin. He's also known as Rabbi Sam Kassin, also Rabbi Sami. He's not just chief rabbi of the Bukharian quarter, he's a Rosh Yeshiva in Israel. Also, he happens to be, actually, because we're speaking about the history of the great Edut Mizrach HaRabbanim inside this series, he is the son of Esther Sutton and Rab Ezra Kassin, respectively. And the Kassin family, rabbinic dynasty, actually descends from a line of rabbis that dates back to 1600, which is very, very interesting enough. So we'll just point it out. I'm just going to take a half-minute break, and I'm going to come back. We're just speaking about the famous Yeshivat Or HaChaim, just taking a 1-minute break. Sorry, we have to leave. Okay, yeah, friends, sorry about the break. Just organising another class over here. So we're talking about Yeshivat Or HaChaim at the moment. And I'm speaking about Rav Shlomo Kassin, who happens to be the chief rabbi of the Bukharian quarter, where it's actually stated in. Now, it's actually interesting. I think Rabbi Shlomo Kassin, who's chief rabbi of the area itself, he's one of 10 children. I think he was born in the year 1944 in New York City and was raised in Miami Beach. He did not, reports over, he wouldn't study necessarily high-level Torah until he was 16 years of age, just reading Wikipedia. He studied in the yeshiva Nei Yisrael, yeshiva in Baltimore. in Maryland. And after 4 years in Baltimore, he spent 4 more years studying in Yeshivat Or HaChaim in Jerusalem. And there he developed a close relationship with obviously the great Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, Chacham Ovadia, and he would be ordained to the rabbinate in the year 1971. It's actually interesting. I think in 1972, Rabbi Kassin would return to the United States, established a high school for children of Syrian Jewish community over there in Brooklyn, and he would stay as the principal of the Sephardic high school for 5 years over there, and then he returned to Israel, and from 1977 to 1980 he directed a 1-year program for American youth at Yeshivat Or Yeshiva in Jerusalem. Interesting enough, in 1980 Dr. Joe Nissim, president and founder of the Sephardic Educational Center, recruited Rav Kassin to be its first director. And a year later, together with Rabbi Eliyahu Shamula, Rav Kassin opened the SSC Yeshiva in the Old City. So we actually, I think, spoke to his son in this series, Rabbi Ezra Kassin, if I'm not mistaken. Now, who's Rosh Yeshiva of Yeshivat Or HaChaim? Happens to be the famous Rabbi Reuven Elbaz. So Rav Reuven Elbaz also was born in the year 1944. He is obviously a very, very famous rabbi, also leader, let's just say, of the Baal Teshuva movement, especially among the Sephardi and Mizrahi Jews in Israel. Obviously being the founder of Yeshivat Or HaChaim, which we're speaking about today, operates, and now this is like an educational institution. It's also humanitarian. They actually even help people on drug rehabilitation, people that come out of prison. I think there's 350 branches associated with it in Israel, which is staggering. And he is obviously doing so much work. I think so I think he's I don't know if it's associated with the Yeshivat Or HaChaim, all the humanitarian work he's doing, but what I'm saying is he on a private level helps people that rehabilitate from prison, from drug rehabilitation and humanitarian and so on and so forth. Now I think currently there's as many as 500 students enrolled in Yeshivat Or HaChaim. Also, what's interesting about Rabbi Reuven Elbaz, he is a senior member of the Moatzot Chachmei Torah, the Shas political party in Israel. He was actually born in Fez in Morocco, Rabbi Reuven Elbaz, and he learned both religious and general studies in local Talmud Torah there. When he was 11 years of age, he made Aliyah to Eretz Israel with other youths and studied in a school run by the Poalei Agudat Yisrael. It was a school, I think, sponsored communal bar mitzvah for him and his classmates. His parents made Aliyah a few years later. They would live in Tiberias. Reported after his bar mitzvah, Rav Elbaz would learn in Yeshiva Tiferet Yisrael in Haifa. 3 years later, he enrolled to the Yeshiva of Magdiel. That was headed, I think, by Rabbi Nachum Lassman, who was a student of Rabbi Baruch Ber Leibovitz. And Rabbi Elbaz later on would study at the Novardak Yeshiva in Jerusalem under Rabbi Ben Sion Brook. Very interesting enough. Now we can add on, I think he would get married to the daughter of Rabbi Shmuel Zakai, and then he would start learning in Mitzvah Rashal under Rabbi Ovadia Yosef, who was the chief rabbi, as I mentioned before. Rav Reuven Elbaz received rabbinic ordination and would become a Dayan. I think in 1969, at the age of 25, he was named the rabbi of the Beit Yisrael neighborhood in Jerusalem. Now we can say more within regards to him. Became a spearhead head of the Baal Teshuva movement. In the 1970s, not just him, also Rabbi Amnon Yitzchak, and they became leaders of this movement among the Sephardi and Mizrahi Jews. Rav Elbaz was known to frequent pool halls, coffee shops around Jerusalem, speak with young people, sent cars blaring religious music and messages through low-income secular neighborhoods. He would invite youth to come and hear a band in local hall and then stand up on stage to speak to them. He traveled around the country, the Golan Heights, in North Eilat he would go to, meet young secular Jews. That will be his aim over there. In entertainment venues, he spoke to them, he talked to them about religion. And I think, especially in the start of the 1970s, Rav Elbaz worked with various young Sephardic Jews involved, God forbid, in crime, encouraged them to return to mitzvot observation, and was also asked by government officials to speak with parolees, prison officers. Now, I think it was the year 1968, Rav Reuven Elbaz established a Balei Teshuva Yeshiva, Yeshivat Or HaChaim, this was. So the yeshiva, obviously we stated, started with 14 boys, and then it had large parcels of land in the Bokharian quarter, and built a towering campus which opened during the 2010s era. I think it was 16,000 meters square. And as of 2019, Yeshivat Or HaChaim made more than 350 undergraduates and nearly 200 Avrechim learning on its campus. He would give regular shiurim over there to various levels, taught Gemara, Halacha and Musar, interesting enough. Also, Yeshivat Or HaChaim is known obviously for the huge attendance for Slichot prayers on Elul, especially the month preceding Rosh Hashanah, and nightly Slichot prayers during Elul especially. And it gets absolutely packed. Thousands of visitors come to the yeshiva. Various secular youth will come in. Yeshiva students, avrechim, married students, women, girls from religious streams. It's reported over on one night in 2014, hundreds of Israeli Air Force officers and soldiers came to yeshiva to participate in the Slichot prayers and hear a special Torah class from Rav Elbaz. And it reported over in 2018, the Belzer Rabbi Yisachar Dov Rokeach, attended one of the Slichot sessions, accompanied by a group of his Hasidim. Kikar Shabbat website carries a live broadcast of the Slichot prayers as well. Other activities, obviously he's a popular lecturer of Reuven Elbaz in Israel, especially for secular and Baalei Teshuva people. He's described as charismatic, a warm personality he's got, who can relate easily to non-religious people and make them feel comfortable and at ease. He's accepted by both for people from all strands, from Sephardim, from all different strands. Okay, yes, sorry, I think the connection just went. Okay, yes, sorry, we're just going to continue the class at the moment. I hope the connection is good. We're talking about Rabbi Reuven Elbaz, head of Yeshivat Or HaChaim in the Bukharin community in Jerusalem. We're speaking about Yeshivat Or HaChaim, which is based in Bukharin Quarter. So I had to take a break for a minute, so I hope the connection is still good. We're talking about how Rabbi Reuven Elbaz, head, the Rosh Yeshiva of Yeshivat Or HaChaim, how he's such a popular lecturer. He's got public gatherings for many people in Israel. Very secular Jews, Baalei Teshuva Jews. He's described as very, very charismatic. He's accepted by all the different Jews of different strands, from Haredim, Hasidim, Ashkenazim, Sephardim. He gives, reported over also, famously, a Tuesday night class to a mixed audience of Torah scholars and Balabatim, people who are working men. Also, that's another thing he does. And he even has a weekly radio program in Israel. It's actually reported over that in 2015, on Passover, Rav Reuven Elbaz established his own Yeshivat Or HaHidur kosher certification agency, affixing his hechsher, especially to matzot. Obviously, we eat on Passover. A few months later, he added poultry products and the 4 species for Sukkot to certification program. Obviously, the 4 species: lulav, etrog, chadsim, and aravot. Now, also reported over in 2015, Rabbi Reuven Elbaz was invited to become a member of the Moatzot Chachmei HaTorah of the Shas political party in Israel. So we're talking about that's already for 10 years. He's been in this prominent position over here, doing various important, importances in of itself, and speaks very much within regards to, I think, the Shas political party at present boasts as many as 10 mandates inside the current Israeli Knesset, if I'm not mistaken. Very interesting enough. Now, he's got many hundreds of shirim, Torah lectures that are available online. I think the website of his is called beinenu.com. I'll spell it. BEINENU.com. His drashot, his commentaries on Torah, have been collected into multi-volume sets under the series name the Moshchene Acharecha. Now, this was actually published, I think, by the publishers of Yafei Nof. I'm not sure if they're connected to Feldheim or not. So it's got 5 different titles over here, including Moshchene Acharecha al Beraשות, Moshchene Acharecha al Shemot, Moshchene Acharecha al Vayikra, Moshchene Acharecha al Bamidbar, Moshchene Acharecha al Devarim, which is also another very important thing that we have to point out with in regards to him. And we see he's definitely, without a doubt, Rabbi Reuven Elbaz is one of the definitely great Kiruv characters of especially the last 100 years, especially in Medinat Israel history respectively. He was actually born 4 years before there was formation of the state of Israel. And the Bukhari neighborhood is somewhere we visited before also. It's very near, I think, the famous Musayev synagogue we've got in Jerusalem in the Bukhari neighborhood. There's a lot more we can say with regards to this yeshiva itself. Or Yeshivat Or HaChaim is obviously named after the famous Rabbi Chaim ibn Attar, respectively. So I think it's actually based on Rehov Joel at the moment in Jerusalem. I think the website itself, there's a website for the yeshiva, is called orhachaim.org. I'll spell that orhachaim.org, respectively. So you can see the brilliance within regards to it. And many famous Talmudim actually hailed from this great yeshiva in of itself. Now, we've recorded about various other videos about other great Rabbonim here in this series already, which we have to point out. I'm not sure how good the connection is at the moment. Just going to go towards the car. We've recorded about 10 or 15 yeshivot, famous yeshivot across Israel, especially from yesteryear or even current yeshivot also. We've spoken about various yeshivot, not just in Israel, but in other countries that might have been very popular also. So this is not the first video we're doing on this. And we've recorded about various rabbis that were connected also to this famous yeshiva of Yeshivat Or HaChaim. So which is always absolute privilege to do. So we are concentrating on this now here. Now friends, just a quick message to everyone. We're a community here. One of the things main things we're doing inside this channel is we're trying to explore the life of some of the great rabbis of yesteryear over here. So if you descend from any of the great chachamim I've spoken about, we've recorded about nearly 1,300 great rabbis, short biography videos. Please send me an email. Let me know more information. We've got a special section here on the channel concentrating on the great chachamim of yesteryear. So that will be very good. Also, if you feel anyone is interested in watching any of these videos, please share these videos also to other people. The good news is we are coming near to a staggering 7,500 subscribers, which is absolutely phenomenal achievement. I don't think we would have anticipated this at any stage when we first started the channel. And we don't just record videos of the great chachamim of yesteryear, especially from the Ottoman countries, from the Spanish countries, North African countries, Asian countries. We do other things on this series. As you can see, I'm walking now here in Israel, and we travel all over Eretz Israel, especially in Jerusalem, Bet Shemesh, various other cities. Look at the archaeology, look at the beauty of the land of Israel, different streets of Israel. We celebrate Israel. We also on this channel, another special thing is we get an interesting Jewish personality, rabbinic personality here currently, especially from Israel or internationally, and give us over a minute of inspiration to inspire Am Yisrael with some brilliant wisdom. That's what we like to do here on this channel, to really inspire Am Yisrael and help give us that chizuk every single day. But we also do that. We do a daily tidbit also on the Daf Yomi, a daily page of wisdom on the Talmud. That's another project we are recording on. We also record various different videos on Parashat Shvuah, the weekly Torah portion for Shabbat, and we also for Rosh Chodesh and other current events. So there's so much we're doing on this channel at the moment. We're going from strength to strength. So I urge everyone, please, friends, subscribe to the channel and join the community, and let's just see good things here from Israel, and just brachot B'ezrat Hashem. So wishing you all a fantastic day. Take care, and thanks everyone for watching, and be well. Watch your space for more videos, great video content. Thank you.